Now, AmaZulu Royal Family members are on their way to Johannesburg to fetch the mortal remains of AmaZulu Queen Regent Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu. The Queen passed away last week at the Milpark Hospital. The cause of death remains unclear, with post-mortem results pending. A delegation from Eswatini is helping to prepare for the planting of the Queen. Our senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is covering the story for us. He joins us now live. So earlier, Sipa, a delegation arrived from Eswatini. What are they saying?
They are devastated. That delegation is led by Prince GUDUZA, who comes directly from Eswatini. He says they've been dispatched by King Mswati III, who is the brother to the late Queen of AmaZulu Queen Mantfombi. She is also from Eswatini, the daughter to the late King Sobhuza. That delegation from Eswatini is also part of the delegation comprising of the Zulu Royal Family members and other dignitaries from the provincial government who have gone to Johannesburg to fetch the remains of the departed Queen Regent. So we expect that by sunset tomorrow, the remains should arrive here at Kwakangela Mankengane Royal Palace in Kwanongoma. Those who are not familiar with KwaZulu-Natal, Kwakangela Mankengane is located between Kwanongoma and Opongolo. It's closer to Swaziland, where the departed Queen is from. But let me tell you that that delegation says even though they have known that the Queen was unwell, they were hoping that she was going to recover and play a leading role in terms of grooming the next king of AmaZulu as a nation. Let's listen to Prince GUDUZA explaining.
We don't have much to say except that, we are deeply saddened by the loss of our sister, who is now the Queen Regent, who has been the Queen Regent for the Zulu nation. We were hoping that we will still be with her, so he could be able to take her to nurture the future king of the Zulus. So we just leave everything unto the hands of God, who knows better than all of us what the future holds. But as Swazis, the whole Swazi people, His Majesty, the Indlovukazi, the entire Swazi nation, they are deeply saddened. Everywhere you go, people say, oh, it happened much too early. We do understand we're all gonna go one day, but we're hoping that we will still be having her at least for a couple of years.
Sipa, Health Minister William Kize weighed in on the tensions currently unfolding in the AmaZulu Royal House.
Indeed, he joins a list of leaders and politicians who have been sharing the same sentiments that they are calling for peace, calm and stability within the Zulu royal family. Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Minister responsible for cooperative governance and traditional affairs, was here yesterday. She said the same thing. The Speaker of KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature, Nontembeko Boyce, said the same thing. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihlezi Galala echoed the same sentiment. But Dr. William Kize is key here because of his close proximity to the Zulu royal family. He was friends with the late King of AmaZulu, King Goodwill Zwelithini Kabheka Zulu, from the late 70s to the early 80s. That's when they got to know each other. They've worked very well together since he was the former MEC for health in the province up until he became the premier. When the king was unwell, he personally visited him and treated him in hospital. So he came here to pay his respects because he knew the departed Queen Regent very well too. So he's calling for peace and unity within the Zulu royal family, which has been rocked by public spats. By the way, you've got different factions here, all of them uttering different statements, but it talks to the issue of succession. Let me tell you that it depends which side of the Zulu royal family you listen to. Another faction is adamant that there will be no leadership vacuum. Come Friday, after the interment of the remains of the departed Queen, they are hoping that a successor will be named. Whether that will happen or not is another story. There's another faction of the Zulu royal family which wants things to be put on hold. The interment of the remains is done. After that, there is a mourning period. Then they revisit the issue of succession. So at the center of these deep divisions is the issue of succession. But let me tell you that it stems back from 2017 when the departed king made a public statement telling his guests when he was commemorating his inauguration that his queen at the time was not there attending that, because in terms of royal protocol, all the queens need to be there when the king is performing his duties. So the late Queen Regent was not there in 2017. The king told his guests that she's not here because she's been poisoned. Hence, you've been reading about these reports about poisoning and everything. But we expect that post-mortem results will be revealed in 2 weeks. So Dr. Zweli Mkhize is saying despite all of that, there has to be unity. Listen to him.
We worked very closely with His Majesty the King. We worked with the Queens, particularly dealing with issues of promoting, abstinence and fighting against HIV and AIDS, and promoting various programs to bring people together. So it was, there was a lot of cultural activities that the Queen was involved in. We were very saddened by her departure. We have obviously seen that there are quite a number of public issues that are being discussed. Our appeal would be for both, the members of the royal family, as well as all those who are in the leadership, to come together. We have just been sharing that with that it would be really helpful if together with the members of the royal family, everyone could come together to discuss the issues. It's inevitable that there will be tensions when there are difficulties, but what is important is for all of us to work together. The royal family has to come together, work together, so that everyone else is able to give the necessary support. We know that the Queen has been unwell for quite a number of years. It's been a very difficult time, but nevertheless we also know that when the situation has arisen like what it has now done, it becomes very confusing, it becomes very sad and painful. But we really hope that we can get all of us working together, and particularly the members of the Royal House to come together, resolve whatever issues there are, and prepare for a very peaceful send-off of the Queen